at how to take a Google document and add that to an assignment in Canvas so that every student receives a copy of that Google document. Now, on this page, it's going to show you the 3 different options and a little bit of information about each so that you can compare them. Now, the very first option is changing that URL, and that is what this video is going to show you how to do. So with this option and changing the URL, every student receives a copy of that document. Now, it's not going to put their name on that document, so you're going to have to make sure in your directions for that assignment that you are clear for the student to add their name. The good thing about this is that students can submit it in Canvas. You can use SpeedGrader, and you can use the rubrics that are built into Canvas. Now, the one thing that's not so great about this is it does not lock down that Google document when they submit it. So technically, the students could continue working on that document. However, you always have access to that revision history. So you can see what time they have made changes. So that's a good thing. The good thing also about this is you can give them as many links to as many documents as you would like to force make copies. The other thing is you cannot see that the students are working on their documents at the time that they're working on them until they turn them in. So you could have them turn them in so that you can see them, like maybe it's a group project or a project that's going to last a little while. So you could have them go ahead and turn it in, and you could see them working on it. And also, the grade is recorded in Canvas when you record a grade for this particular one. So let's look at how to do that now that you know a little bit more about it. So I'm going to go to that page and we're going to learn how to do that. So it's very important with this option, you're going to have to check your share settings. The other 2 options, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so I'm going to do the example on this page. So I'm going to Actually, I'm going to go into an assignment because these are assignments. So I'm going to click Assignments. And I'm going to click Assignment up here. And I'm just going to call it a, yes, I've been playing around. Okay, a Google Assignment URL example, okay? All right, in this box, remember this is our rich content editor. This is where we add all of our content and all of our really good detailed instructions. Remember, you want to lay it out step by step what a student needs to do. Be very clear and concise. When you're in an online environment, you're not there to repeat the instructions over and over and over and over for students. So make sure you list it out. You need to do this, and then this, and then this. Also, maybe give them the links to the rubrics. Tell them about the rubrics. Give them example of what is expected of them to be turned in, like just a student example. Maybe resources. Refer them back to modules and pages, or they can go look at information in case they're stuck. You're going to also want to include things like how to turn this in. So what I'm getting ready to show you would be a great thing for you to list out in the directions of telling them what to do. In this, how to get the document and how to turn it back into you. So pretend like there's a lot of wonderful, great information here. Mine's going to be rather blank. All right, and then get your copy here. I'm going to write the word hyperlink. Okay, because remember, when someone's using a screen reader, it's going to, if it says hyperlink, they'll know that they need to click. Okay. All right, so this is where I'm going to link my assignment. So we're going to come back to that. I'm going to go open up the document that I want to give a copy of. So I'm just going to use our Canvas learning pathway as an example. So our pathway that you guys have seen so that you can track your progress. All right, I'm going to come up here in the top right corner and click Share. Now this one's already set to anyone on the internet with a link can view, and you can change that. Yours might say that it's private. Whatever, it might say restricted, it might say Gaston County Schools, whatever it is, you just need to grab this link. So you want it to be set to anyone in Gaston County can view. You don't want to say can edit, because that means all of your kids will be editing the same one document, which could be helpful when you're doing maybe group projects, but not for a regular assignment where you want every kid to have a copy, okay? So select your settings that work for you and then click copy link. So now I have this link. I'm going to come back over to my assignment in Canvas, and this is where I wanted to provide the link to my students. I want them to get the copy of theirs here. So I'm basically just doing a hyperlink. So with a hyperlink, up here on the toolbar, you are looking for that chain link icon, because the chain link icon means a link. I'm going to click on that, and I have two options. External links are links that are outside of Canvas, and course links are things that are like links in the course, such as like another page or a module or whatever it may be. So I'm going to do external link, and there's my text that I had typed out, and here's where I'm going to paste my link. Now, do not click done. Here is the little secret. I'm going to zoom in on my computer as much as I can. All right, see this little spot right here at the end where it says slash and edit. And don't worry about what it says after the edit button. So slash, edit, and there's other stuff. Usually this is what it says. I'm going to delete all the way up to that little backslash, okay? So now it looks like this. There's that empty space for me to type something. So what I'm going to type in this empty space is the word copy. So I'm basically changing the URL from saying this is a copy where I'm going to edit to this is a document that I'm going to edit to a document I'm going to copy. That's what we just did with this URL. We just said, hey, copy this instead of, hey, edit this. All right. So now it has the word copy, and I'm going to click done. Let me zoom back out for you. So it just looks like a regular URL. It doesn't look like we did anything fancy. But in reality, you did do something fancy. You changed the URL. Now we're going to come down here to submission type. This is another important piece. So we checked that share settings. We grabbed that link. We came here and we hyperlinked it and changed it to the word copy. The last thing we need to make sure we do is set our submission type. So our submission type is going to be online, and you're going to do a file upload. A file upload is going to allow that student to turn back into you a link or the file, basically, from their Google Drive, okay? So when they're on their Chromebooks, it's going to, when they click Google Drive or upload file, it pulls from their Google Drive. All right, so then we're going to go down here and set a due date. And I want to show you what it looks like. So this is what it looks like for the students. A little bit different, but very similar. So when they click on this link, I want you to notice what happens. Here was my original copy. And I'm going to click this button just like a student would. This is the window that opens. It's asking them, would you like to make a copy? So you're going to tell your students to make a copy. So when they do that, remember, it's not going to have their name. It now says copy of. So that is where in your directions you would tell them to put their name. So you could tell them to replace copy of with their name. And there you go. So when you get all these files turned in, they have their name. You don't have to do that. That's just a little tip and trick that you can do. But it's going to say copy of. It's not going to say their name like Google Classroom does. Okay? So I don't really need that copy. All right, so that is changing the URL so that a student gets a copy of a Google document, and then they turn it into you as a file. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure to reach out to your ITF.